Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore Line podcast presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. We are live at the Winter Meetings here in Orlando, Florida. Welcome, guys. This is the Bucco Brew powered by Defair Coffee and Tea. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's an early morning. 7 a.m. came quick today. We had a late night. I don't know about you. I probably turned in around 12:45 or 1.
I mean, I went to bed. It was 12:45.
Yeah, so it was probably around 1 o'clock in the morning. And then our Airbnb is like a half an hour from here. Good job booking that one.
So I'm not getting into it, but yeah.
So, 5:45, wake up, alarm, hop in the shower, throw some clothes on, get in the car, get here. There's no parking lot here. So you had to valet your car. How much was that?
Also not going to talk about that.
So, yeah, it's been a good morning so far. I wish we had some Defair coffee and tea. We're stuck with just here, whatever the hotel has. But, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, so far, awesome time so far here in Orlando.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sunday's really nothing. Sunday's everyone coming in, seeing everyone, that you haven't seen forever, talking to new people that you meet, and then just hanging out at the bar. And that's basically what we did yesterday. So, I mean, already, though, like, good networking happening. And like already we're like the winter meetings aren't really started yet. Like today's when they start, but already the Pirates in the news once again. So it's hopefully it's going to be a wild week here.
Yeah, no, last night was a lot of fun. Got here and most everyone's already in town. Got to meet some people who we hadn't met before. Got to hang out with some people who we know and we've hung out with all the time. So yeah, it was a good first night here. And yeah, looking forward to today. But yeah, Pirates already in the news. I mean, morning, day one. I think the last 2 times we were here, we came here just like hoping, like, hey, hopefully something happens. And like that's still the same thing here, where hopefully something happens. But there's never been this much chatter around the Pirates heading into winter meetings as long as we've been doing this trip.
I mean, you talk about chatter. There hasn't been as much chatter, but I mean, technically something already has happened, right? I mean, they went and traded for Garcia.
That's a good point.
And brought him right beforehand. So again, like that's hopefully not the move, obviously, but stuff is already happening. I mean, there's been a lot of talk, and I know many Pirates fans out there, and I get it, right? I mean, talk is cheap. Let's see some action. Well, technically, action has happened. They went and made a trade with Boston. Hopefully that's something to set up other things as well. Again, we've talked about the trade. We had the emergency podcast. We'll dabble a little bit more today as well. Our thoughts now that we've had time to collect them. But again, something has happened, and the chatter isn't stopping. You've also heard they're linked into Ketel Marte. Obviously, again, the big news we're talking about is the Schwarber. We've heard that they're linked to Schwarber. They want Schwarber. They're kind of hanging around for Pete Alonso, apparently. But with Schwarber, they've made an actual offer. When it came to the Josh Naylor thing, it was like, oh, they're interested. There was an offer made. Then you find out, there really wasn't one. Sounds today there was actually one made, and we're talking $100 million, Jim. So we'll definitely talk into that. But like you said, things are setting up that hopefully this is going to be a very impactful and exciting winter meetings for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, like hopefully something happens while we're down here. But if it doesn't, at least hopefully there's groundwork laid for things to later be done. I would love it for something to happen while we're here, and then we have to hop on some crazy emergency podcast and everybody's going wild because the Pirates signed Kyle Schwarber. What in the world?
Right.
Hold on. That means that one guy needs to jump in the pool. So yeah, I'm looking at the pool right now. It's rainy, it's cold. Jumping in the pool wouldn't be fun. So if you are Ben Cherington, I think the rain's supposed to stop around noon. Let's sign Kyle Schwarber this afternoon. Let's just not do it in the morning, and then I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real question is how much does Ben Cherington hate us?
Yeah,
show us, prove
it. Yeah, sign Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah,
make me jump in the pool.
There you go. But yeah. So again, we have a lot to talk about today. Before we do, obviously, to tell you a little bit more about Defair. So Defair is a family and employee-owned and operated business. They believe that coffee and tea are one of life's simplest and most accessible pleasures, and when enjoyed thoughtfully, can open your eyes to the here and now. They have 5 locations across the city of Pittsburgh, including their flagship in the heart of Pittsburgh Historic Strip District. To learn more, check out their Instagram and head over to the website. That is defair.coffee. And Jim, as always, tell everyone how they can save themselves some money.
Yeah, go to defair.coffee, load up your cart. It's Christmas time. Christmas is right around the corner. You're shopping, coffee, tea, awesome Christmas gifts for pretty much everybody. So go to defair.coffee. Just get all your shopping done at one spot. Load up your cart. Put NS930. That's NS930 in the promo code field, and you'll get 30% off your order. So yeah, the more you get, the more you save.
For sure. And they make gifts for everybody, not literally everyone. And if they have a problem, come to me.
There you go.
All right. So, but yeah. So again, we are here at the winter meetings. Let me maybe ask you: do you think there is something that's going to happen this week? Truthfully, deep down, does Jim Rosati think the Pirates are going to do something here at the winter meetings?
I think the Pirates are going to do something. Yes, I think they're going to make.
Besides Rule 5 draft.
Yeah. So the Rule 5 drafts, I actually don't know if they're going to make a pick there. They kind of draft. I think they're drafting 6th or 7th there, 6th maybe. I think they're going to do something, and I think it's going to be a trade. I think they're going to make another trade this winter meetings. I don't think they're doing any big free agency signings this week, at least not while we're here. But I could see another trade happening, which then opens the door for the next thing. I mean, you also got to remember Mitch Keller's still like a very hot name on the trade market with the Oviedo trade. Maybe not necessarily as available as he was before, but I still think the Pirates will move Keller if the offer is right to be able to go and do other things. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction that they do something.
Okay. I like the whole Keller trade. I mean, that's so something to tie in all that, right? We've heard time and time again they're open to trade Keller. I mean, I think we're both on board. It's going to happen. You know, we've debated on if it should happen, but we think it's going to happen. Since the Garcia trade, it was reported that the Pirates are still interested in trading one more arm. I mean, that could be anyone. It could be a Mike Burrows, right? I mean, you figure like maybe with dealing Oviedo, the Pirates are more willing to keep Mitch Keller because, I mean, those are meaningful innings. The Pirates have given up a lot of the rotation in the sense that there's not many people left that have pitched more than 96 innings. Like it's Skeens, Keller, and then Mike Burrows has pitched 96 innings in the major leagues. And after that, it's good luck, right? So, but with Mitch Keller, he opens up $16 million this year and more later, right? So if you're going after a Schwarber who's probably going to cost $25 million or more, well, now you're kind of at your max of what you're allocating, salary to. So like maybe Mitch Keller does still make kind of some sense there. But what I also find interesting is my prediction was like Mitch Keller is probably going to get traded later because usually you find yourselves, in the offseason, the chips fall in place. And then once, like last year, like it was, where's Juan Soto going? And then once Juan Soto was dealt, then it's like, okay, things start moving and then the trade activity. But I find this year I'm hearing more of like teams are more willing to trade right now and like wait on the free agents. So maybe like you're saying, the trade market's going to get pretty hot here at the winter meetings.
Yeah, if you're a team and you're looking for a starting pitcher and you're looking at Mitch Keller equivalent types, do you want to go out there and spend $25 million on a Mitch Keller type guy? Do you want to go out there and get Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly, something like that? Or do you want to just go ahead and say, you know what, Mitch Keller is affordable for 3 years. He's kind of got a proven track record. We know what he's going to give us and go after that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the talk of last night was Kyle Schwarber and the Pirates. So like everybody was pretty much discussing that last night. So it's fun it's fun that as soon as we walk in the door, we start talking to people. It's like, hey, Buccos, are they going to do anything? So, yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Funny thing about that, peek behind the curtain, we got that secondhand. We were actually talking with someone, speaking of networking, and they looked. It's like, the Pirates just. He's like, did you see the Ken report? And we're like,
yeah, actually, what? Yeah. I mean, we were talking to the John Boy folks. Yeah. So we were there with Jake and Jolly, and yeah, like while we're talking there, it's like, oh, Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. Jake had his phone. Was like, do you guys see the Ken report?
Yeah, it was like it was
Pirates are offering Schwarber 4 for $100. And we're like, are you sure?
Yeah, name dropping was us, John Boy, and Cespedes Barbecue. We were all hanging out, and next thing you know, Schwarber happens. So,
yeah. But again, like you said, I mean, it's funny because even like hearing conversations, overhearing whatnot, like a bunch of people were just talking about Pirates. So again, that's why I'm kind of excited. I mean, I know there's a lot of smoke, but tends to be like when there's smoke, there's fire. And I understand as Pirates fans, you're very skeptic on that. They have to do something. Like again, with or without Mitch Keller right now, they have at least $30 million that they pretty much have to spend just to get to where they were before. I truly do feel like, they have some fire under them, and it's not inflicted fire. It's like, hey guys, you know how we were on the Athletics ass last year that they need to do something and spend some money. I feel like the Pirates are kind of being pressured this year to do something on top of like, well, maybe they should do something because, you have Paul Skeens and maybe it's going to be nice to actually be productive and be good this year. So I do think something's going to happen.
Yeah, there's definitely still like skepticism in the air. Like, you got to see it before you believe it. But they're at least having the questions at least being asked. Like, are they actually going to do this? Whereas before, we never really had that question. It was just they're not going to do it.
Right.
So at least now there's like there's a sliver of hope. Whereas before it was completely hopeless.
Been here before.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's go back on and like revisit the trade with Garcia with Boston. Again, we had the emergency podcast. Those like our first initial reactions to everything. Now we had some time to think about it, collect our thoughts. I know I feel like you were a little more skeptic on it. It was almost like the Horwitz trade last year, like but opposite, reversed, yeah. I still have my concerns of the profile, but I think you were a little more concerned. So let me give you the opportunity to kind of explain yourself right now some more.
Yeah, I'm still definitely concerned that he's not going to be like a slam dunk, right? And I think that's fair. I mean, he's 22 years old. I think he turns 23 this week. He's got 7 major league at bats. There's clear, there's signs of bust potential there with the strikeout rate and the whiff rate. Like, you don't love to see that. At the same time, he offers you a lot of things that I think will at least give him the floor of being a Major League Baseball player. Like, I think this guy is a Major League Baseball player at a minimum. The power is legit. He can play all 3 outfield spots. Like, those 2 things combined usually allow you to hang around the league for a bit. I still think they need to do something else. Like, they obviously need to still go out there and get a left-handed bat. Like, this was a topic on the point on Friday, and everyone was kind of in a consensus agreement that, like, they still need to go out there and do something. Like, Garcia can't be the opening day left fielder and he gets 150 starts. I don't think that's necessarily the route to go here because that's a big gamble. You want something that's a little bit more proven that you can pair with him. And then I think Garcia can be moved around. You can play him against lefties. You can play him in center field if you need to. You can move him. Like I said, you can move him all around and he's still going to get his at-bats. He's going to be competing for an outfield job during spring training. And the upside's really nice. And the more I think about it, like before I was really, I guess, not upset, but hesitant to be all on board trading Oviedo for this, like, really not a lottery pick, but just not a sure thing. But the more you think about it, like, Oviedo has 2 years of control left on his deal. Like, you're probably going to trade Oviedo in the next year anyways, right? Like, it's not like they're just keeping him. So could you get a talent like this later for Johan Oviedo? Probably not. Like, let's say if Oviedo goes out there and even shoves this year and gives you a pretty solid season, like, is he fetching you a top 100 prospect for 1 year of control? Probably not. So, like, the more I look at it and I think back, like, this is a good trade by the Pirates. It's a trade that makes sense. I'm hopeful that Garcia can continue his development and be a more well-rounded player. Right now, there's loud tools. You just got to put the tools together, which we haven't seen many Pirates do. Now we got to start seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 100% true. Like everything you say there. I don't think much has changed for me since the trade. I do just it's funny. Like, I keep going back. NS9 Live, we talk about the whole Mitch Keller Eldridge trade, and Tyler and I jumped in and said how, we wouldn't like that trade. And it's not so much for the value. Like, for the value, I feel like the Giants say no. Like, that makes sense. But it's like, my point of view was, I'm not targeting Eldridge because I don't like that profile. And ironically enough, this guy fits that profile. It's like to some level. There's like the chase rate, the whiff rate. Like, what's funny is I put some numbers together, and it's like for all the things that you don't like about O'Neill Cruz, right? A lot of things that made him be a 200 hitter last year is what this guy does. And that's the risk, like you're talking about, that goes into this. when you look at last year, and of course, this is MLB numbers, not AAA numbers like Garcia had, though Garcia is developing, right? And again, kind of warn you before I go further, this is also stuff that Garcia has improved upon, right? He is developing. He's improved upon this, which got him to actually being a prospect, not just like a guy. He can still develop and still improve on this. That's going to be good. But when you look at the strikeout rate, Ono Cruz struck out 32% of the time. Garcia struck out 29.1 in AAA. We look at the walk rate. Cruz walked almost 12% of the time. Garcia 7.7. So Cruz still good on base though, at least, right? So some value there. We look at the whiff rate. They both were 34% essentially. When we look at the chase rate, Garcia was chasing more than Ono Cruz. Again, we're talking about Ono Cruz. What's his problem? All he does is swing at trash. All he does is swing at trash, right? Throw him a low and away slider. He's going to swing out and miss. Garcia's whiffed that more pitches than Ono Cruz. So there's a lot of concerns there. And again, that's like the profile I keep talking about. I don't love this profile. But the difference is, like you mentioned, it's Oviedo, it's not Mitch Keller. It's Oviedo, like Oviedo giving you a top 100 prospect in a vacuum, looking at it and say, I mean, that's kind of impressive. You know, was Ben cooking? I get that. This profile, though, just makes me worry about the player. The floor, though, is nice because he plays all three positions. I like the idea, too. You know, we didn't mention this too much, but like if Ono Cruz, I don't think it's so much like if Ono Cruz fails as a player, but like Ono Cruz also doesn't hit lefties well. He improved upon it in 24, went way back last year. This guy probably could. So it's like maybe this is like a natural platoon. If by the end of the year, it's like, hey, he's hitting lefties, he's hitting righties. Let's platoon these guys. So like I think he provides some like insurance as well, some low insurance for this team. But like you said, you're still making that move. Like to me, he's fine as a fourth outfielder, continue to develop, not giving anything at the beginning of the year, maybe still starting out in AAA, could be on the major league roster, right? But he's like that fourth outfielder insurance type. Still go get your left fielder.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they can't be done. That's just kind of the crux of it all. Like, it's a good start. This was the first move of hopefully many moves. Yeah, they just got to keep going. Keep adding people who can hit the ball.
Yes. Outside of that, we didn't talk too much about the pitcher because we didn't know too much about him. So don't know a whole lot, but there are some things that excite a lot of people about him. Obviously, like the one thing too is like the changeup. For being that young, having the changeup, he possesses a lot of stuff. He doesn't really have the command. He's a little smaller of a body, so like there's some risk there. But it's like for what the tools that he possesses, seems like everyone across the board is like there's some exciting stuff to this kid.
Yeah, Jesus Traviano.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, I like him based off everything I've read. It seems like he was a nice little throw in there. So, yeah, I'm all aboard. All aboard.
Sweet. All right. So then the Pirates made another move. Jim, they picked up a guy who was the top prospect in baseball. Heard this before. Ben loves him. But Marco Luciano. He was with the Giants. Shortstop. He was the number at one point? Was it 16 prospect in baseball?
I think Luciano got up to 12 at 12? One point. Yeah.
And I mean, you talk about tools. He had all the tools. And I just felt like once he got to the higher minors, it started to crumble for him. He didn't really get a whole lot of, play at the majors and such. But obviously when he was there, it was really bad. And the Giants moved on from him. So the Pirates picked him up. I know there's a huge meltdown. Oh, here we go again. They're just dumpster diving. But again, mind you, like this is something that every team does. At this point in time, you're adding, you're dropping. I mean, remember Trey Cabbage last year? Like this happens on every team. It doesn't mean this is the future shortstop for the Pirates this year. It just means like, hey, we have some room on our team. This kid has a lot of tools to possess. Let's add him and see what happens going forward. I mean, he could be gone by Christmas.
Yeah, with trading Samaniego with Oviedo, it opened up another 40-man spot. Will Robertson was placed on waivers, which opens up another 40-man spot. So the 40-man was going to be at 38. So you add Luciano. Again, it's really just like a no-risk, high-reward type of thing. If he pans out, cool. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to carry this guy. He doesn't have options either. So the talent is there where I feel like if you tried sneaking him through waivers again, like let's say they need that 40-man spot and they DFA him, I think he's probably gone. Like somebody will pick him up and at least give him some spring training at bats to see like, hey, can this guy make our team? Like it's hard to just completely give up on somebody who was once a blue chip top tier prospect in baseball. So like he's going to get his chances. I don't know if it's going to be with the Pirates. I would be I would be surprised, honestly, if Marco Luciano is on the Pirates 40-man roster come March 1st.
That's how I feel. My question to you was, does he make it past the year?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Like,
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they did, if he was still there, because that also means that they didn't really add any infield help.
Right.
So I think they need to add more people who are more established, and Luciano's kind of on the fringe there, where hey, you might as well, you've got 40 spots, so you might as well put some people there until you need those spots. But yeah, high upside pick. I'm not expecting much here. I think he's cooked, quote unquote cooked. Dominated the low levels at a young age, and it just kind of never really put it together.
Yep, that's all. That's pretty much all to it. So again, nothing more I really want to add to that. But again, he possesses a bunch of tools. Just let me talk about Garcia and Cruz about striking out. I mean, he puts them. Making them look like Hall of Famers. This guy just has not been able to make contact, striking out way too much. But again, I mean, like as one of the Giants writers said, you gave the potential face of the future. That's what he was at one point. That's what they were looking at with him. And now he's just gone. And the Pirates pick him up. And to be honest, like Joey Bart was that at one point too, and he was DFA'd, and Pirates picked him up, and that turned successful. Not say that's the same thing here, right? That's of course their point of view. It's like, oh, here we go again. The Pirates going to pick up one of their prize guys and turn him into something. We don't know yet. Again, I don't know if he's really going to stick to this roster. I have my doubts he will, but the tools are there. You have the spot, pick him up. There's 38 guys on this 40-man roster. This team won 72 games last year. Even if they wanted to keep him around, they could find someone else to probably remove off the 40-man roster to take a risk on him, bring him to the spring and see if something changed. But again, I don't look at this as like, oh, this is our way of being cheap and this is going to be our shortstop. This is how we're going to suppress Connor Griffin and keep him down there. That's not what this is.
Yeah, lottery pick.
Yeah.
So. Also last night, Hall of Fame got announced. So they did the contemporary ballot, I guess is what they've been calling it here. The era committee.
Yeah.
Eras committee. It was getting my Taylor Swift concert tour there.
Please don't do that to me, Jim.
The era committee. Era committee comprised of 7 Hall of Fame players, 4 former general managers, 2 owners, 2 members of the media. So it was a pretty well-rounded group. Barry Bonds was on that list. Not even close. Barry Bonds was not even close to being selected as a Hall of Famer. Jeff Kent gets in. I know we had this discussion a few weeks ago. I think I was more on the fringe, kind of like take it or leave it. But you and Tyler were both on the Jeff Kent is a Hall of Famer train. So yeah, Jeff Kent gets in. No one else gets in. So like all those guys who were linked to PEDs, like this was a pretty clear cut stamp. Like, nah, we're still not there. Like we are still not ready to be letting these guys in. So yeah, it's I was surprised that I think Bonds didn't even get 5 votes. So like wasn't even close to getting this thing.
Yeah, I just want, before we move forward, just put on the record once again, Tyler and Donardo were correct.
I don't know about once again.
And they're thinking Jim was wrong. But yeah, I mean, like Jeff Kent, just he was really good as a second baseman and stuff, and especially in that era. And apparently they felt to be correct. He survived. So happier days for him today than on his actual quest in Survivor. But yeah, he makes it through. And again, like with Barry Bonds, I thought like, okay, this is going to be the chance for him to really do it. And the fact that he's so far away, man, is he ever going to? Is he going to be a Hall of Famer one day?
I mean, it's the only way he's going to get in now is through these committees. And this committee,
they said no,
clearly
no part
was not on board.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what makes it very interesting about like his future potential of being a Hall of Famer. Obviously, in a few decades from now, I'm sure that committee is going to be a whole bunch of new faces. So maybe at that point in time it changes. But I don't know, Jim. I don't know. I don't think he cares too much. He said he doesn't care, but Alex said it kind of perfectly this week last night. Like, you can't tell a story about baseball without Barry Bonds.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, clearly, I think you can tell the story of baseball without being in the Hall of Fame either. So I understand. Hey, like if you break a rule, you break a rule. If you cheat, you cheat. And it's like, I get the logic. I would put him in, but you know what? I don't have a vote, so it doesn't really matter what I think.
Show me where he cheated. Show me
Sure.
the rule he broke.
Sure.
All right. Anyways, but yeah, so no Barry Bonds. We thought maybe we talked about obviously Parker getting in last year, so that was big news here for the winter meetings when we were here. Bonds could have been Pirate adjacent type of news as well. We weren't able to really discuss and talk about that, but yeah, he doesn't get in. Jeff Kent does. Outside of that, anything else you want to talk about in regards to the Hall of Fame?
Nah, we can move on to a trade rumor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of been floated out for a while, but last night John Heyman reports that there are some teams linked to Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte. We talked about Marte on NS9 Live as a potential target. But yeah, the Mariners and Pirates, he lists specifically as some teams interested in dealing for the 3-time All-Star second baseman. Also goes on to list, a handful of other teams. So like, there's definitely some interest here.
Right.
But yeah, the Pirates definitely checking in on Ketel Marte.
Yeah, so again, that's all it is. That's all you're hearing. They've checked in. I mean, everyone's checking on everybody. So I don't know how deep this is. I don't know what the potential of a Ketel Marte in Pittsburgh is. I don't know if there's really trade interest. They're discussing where things out. They checked in. That's all we heard. I guess that's a little bit better than hanging around.
Yeah, I don't know what's better, checking in or hanging around. Like if you're at a hotel, would you rather check into it or just hang
Be
around?
like us and hang around.
That's true, because we're kind of just hanging around right now. We're not staying at this hotel, so we never checked in. I guess we checked in at the registration desk. So we've actually done both checking in.
We checked in with MLB though, not the hotel. I guess that's the perspective.
Yeah, so we've both checked in and hung around so far. So
yeah, but
we've done a little bit of
our
both.
Perspective. I think I enjoy just hanging around.
Because hanging around is definitely more fun than checking in.
Hanging around is definitely more fun, but that's our perspective. As this hotel, they probably would rather us check in because right now we're just more or less being a nuisance and just hanging around.
That's true. We've got people trying to set up for the day. I can hear, I guess these are leaf blowers outside. There's a swimming pool down below. This is a really nice hotel. Yesterday it was dark, so we didn't really get a whole view of the pool area. It's nice. This is a nice hotel. The setup's a little bit different, but yeah, hanging around.
Yeah,
I'm a big hanging around guy.
Yeah, I do like it. So I understand the Pirates' point of view and perspective of just wanting to hang around. But now thinking of the other side, Pete Alonso probably would rather you check in.
Pete Alonso would probably rather you give him hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, but you probably don't do that until you check in.
I guess. Yeah, you got to give him that credit card.
Right.
Yeah. So Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough about him. It would be a great bat to add to this lineup. He's one of the better players in Major League Baseball. I think we pointed out over the last 3 or 4 years, he's like 13th in WAR in all of baseball. So, I would take that. I'd be a big fan of that acquisition. We also talked about how if you trade for Ketel Marte, it's gonna be a painful trade. If Arizona's looking for pitching, you're gonna have to give them some pitching that you're like, ugh, I would have hated to give up that guy. I don't think Ketel Marte is going to happen. I think that's swinging a little bit too much for the fences. So I would highly doubt that ends up happening here. But they're kicking the tires on the best guys available.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, Jorge Polanco, that's been a guy that the Pirates been linked to, and sounds like he's asking for a lot of money right now. But I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting credit for this. I saw this on Twitter, but to give that person some credit, I forget who it was, but maybe bringing it and trading for Martel, signing Polanco, getting Kutch back, running it back 2015 style.
Gregor Polanco has not been doing well in Japan. I can say that. So I might be out on that.
I'm talking about Ketel and Jorge.
Oh, Ketel and Jorge. Okay.
Right?
You know what?
Polanco, Marte, Kutch.
Ketel Marte, Jorge, Polanco, Kutch. Let's go for it.
Ben would cook at that point in time. If he brought in Ketel Marte and Jorge Polanco, he cooked this offseason.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Super Chat, Saucin Sports. Appreciate you. He says the Pirates aren't going to do jack shite.
False.
I mean,
they signed Sawinski.
That's
a jack.
Oh, that's a good point. 2025 All-Star,
Yes.
Jack Swinski. International League All-Star, Jack Swinski. But
That's right.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's right.
No, the other thing too with Marte, I don't think I'm allowed to really reveal who said it, but according to sources, Ketel Marte has a limited no trade list. 5 teams listed on it, and the Pirates are one of them. So that's also an obstacle the Pirates are going to have to clear. If they want to acquire Ketel Marte is going to have to say, I agree to go to the Pirates.
Yeah, remember on NS9 Live when we talked about how we got to make people that are unwilling to come to the Pirates, force them to come here? Well, he fits that mold, but he has to say so and say, I still don't want to come here. So, yeah, that's a big obstacle. So, again, all the Ketel Marte hopes you might have, I mean, it still can happen, but, right, that makes it a little bit even harder for it to happen. So let's go ahead and move on from that.
Let's talk about the main story here.
Yeah. Again, Kyle Schwarber has been given an offer. The Pirates says, we want you. We're done hanging around, right? We're going to check in. Here's the credit card. Now, I have a limit right now. It's at $100 million.
No, we don't know the exact number, but yes.
Rumors we're hearing is 4 years, about $100 million.
Likely
at
more.
Least.
Yeah, the words used were likely worth more than $100 million. Yep.
Yeah, that's substantial. That will beat the the Nova contract. That will beat the Francisco Liriano contract. That's big. That's a multi-year deal, and that's more than $39 million.
It is. I'll say this. It's nice like that. They're serious. They're maybe they're trying to be serious here. 4 years, like depending on what that number is exactly. I think MLB Trade Rumors projected 5 years, like $130 million for Schwarber. So like, I really think if you're going to land Schwarber, like you have to offer a 5th year. He's 32 years old. You know, this is probably his last chance at getting like really, really paid, like a big check. So like you want to maximize that. And there's also going to be some, like you're bidding against some teams who all really want him. 4 years for Schwarber, I don't think gets it done, even at a higher AAV. I think you've got to offer him 5 years, but it is, I mean, sure. Is it nice that we offered that? Yeah. I don't think it really means anything right now. Again, I don't really give the Pirates any credit whatsoever for trying. That's sort of their job, is to try. Like they should be trying
your
all the
job
time.
is to do.
Yeah, your job is to do. I think what's crazy is like everything's like they haven't tried in so long that it's like, oh my God, they are trying. This is news. This is news to me. The Pirates are trying. But yeah, at the end of the day, you got to do. Trying doesn't really matter. If you just come in second place on every free agent out there, guess what? It means you signed nobody.
Right.
So like eventually they're going to have to be the top bidder for someone. And yeah, like not knowing the details of this offer, like I said, it's great knowing that they truly are in on Kyle Schwarber, but I don't really care. I don't really care if they come in second or third or fourth to the Phillies and Reds. Like they've got to beat them. If this team wants to add a bat like that, like they got to beat those two teams. That's probably your two main competitors for Schwarber are the Reds and the Phillies. So yeah, go out there and beat them. Just beat those tems.
Yeah, in the offseason and the regular season. And to do both, you probably need Schwarber. But here, I want to ask you something, right? Because we know the net is casted very wide. I mean, essentially, and they've more or less admitted it, you know, the writers and such, that like any hitter that's out there, the Pirates are in on. Like they really don't care. They want bats. They'll figure out how they work it in later. Does it seem quite intentional, though? Because every time you hear a person's name, you hear the Pirates. And every time the Pirates do something, it's like it's got to be put out there. You know, the Pirates offer Schwarber 4 years, close to $100 million. It's got to be out there. It seems quite intentional. Is this more? I guess I feel like there's 3 ways of thinking about this, right? One of it is, well, it's a Pirates way of just trying to establish hype, just to say like, hey guys, we tried, right? When they fail. And the Pirates fans are used to that, right? We understand that. There's the other side of like, you know, maybe it's the MLB side trying to pump it up because again, like there's probably some pressure under them. The CBA's coming next year. You know, maybe it's MLB pumping this up, but maybe also too, like my point of view too, is like, if you really are going to try, right? Again, try to put on the glasses that tell you that the team is actually going to do something, right? If you are going to try, you know you're actually at a disadvantage because you haven't for so many years. There's broken trust. One way of trying to build that trust is to be like every time you actually are to put it out there. So maybe free agency, like, you know, but maybe the Pirates are serious here. Like isn't that advantageous for the Pirates? A team, if they are really trying, that is trying to maybe like show these guys that we are putting the efforts.
Sure, maybe. I think there's some firing here that could happen. Like if they go out here, like they've been talking, like this for a month now. Like this offseason is going to be different. This offseason is going to be different. Well, you know what? You've said so many times that it's going to be different that it better be different. It better be different, or you're going to look like an idiot. Because this whole time you've been saying how different it's going to be. If you don't go out there and actually show that it's different, then you're just even more of a laughing stock than you were before. Because then it's like, oh, well, yeah, you're just flat out liars. Right. We knew you weren't going to do anything. You tried telling us you were, and then you didn't anyways. So it's just the same story. Like, I think that's one thing I appreciate, I guess, about all this is if they do it, cool. We get some good players, and hopefully 2026 is a lot different than the previous 5 years, and we're talking about winning Pirates baseball. If they don't do it, then this front office has major egg on its face, and they're going to fail once again, and we don't have to put up with this anymore. So, like, this is their last shot. This is their last shot to do something, and if they don't do it, like, it's over for them. So just go out there and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more we can really pound on that topic in a sense. Pirates fans know it. We know it. They, put up and shut up. They got to do something. But I do just find it quite interesting how intentional this is. I mean, it's the Pirates are under such a microscope with everyone. The news, it's like every time they do something, someone has to report on it. Anything, someone's got to report on it. So again, I kind of wonder, like, what's the true intention behind all this? We'll find out, I guess. But at any rate, Schwarber, we've been hearing him tied. We've all been kind of laughing about it. That's a pipe dream. And well, an offer actually has technically been made. So things are getting a little more interesting in that front.
And apparently, but based off of the report from Ken Rosenthal reported this, that the Phillies and him aren't even on the same page yet. So the Phillies and Schwarber aren't even close to that stage, whereas the Pirates, have officially made an offer. So, yep. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we have to talk too much about Schwarber himself as a DH. What I do find interesting, though, is, again, like going back to the Kutch saga, Schwarber comes in, like, where does Kutch fit? What are they doing with Kutch? Mm-hmm. That was a talk of our NSN Live show, last week about Kutch and all the best news to me, and stuff. And well, you're a team that's going after DHs, and here's the biggest DH on the market, and now you've made that offer. So again, like the Kutch saga, like it continues.
Yeah, I still think there's room for both. Like if you were to go out there and get Schwarber, I still think there's room for Kutch on the roster. It's just, hey, maybe Kutch, like, hey, you're gonna have to play right field once a week, like
right.
that, and like
I'm down for that.
Yeah, so I don't know if this really necessarily changes anything with that, but it would certainly relegate Kutch to a bench player. I mean, that's for sure. So it just depends on if he wants to do that or not. That would be what would happen, but. Again, that's all. They got to sign Schwarber first in order to have that conversation, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess outside of that, anything else that you really want to talk about?
No, that's really that's all the major stuff. I mean, if we kind of want to set up the week here a little bit, again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tomorrow is the draft lottery, so we'll have coverage for that. Yes, I believe. Check my math. I think that's right. But we're going to have coverage on that. Not only will you and I be here, but we'll also, if you join us on playback, it'll also be streaming on YouTube as well. But we'll be watching that live. The Pirates have the third best odds at the number one overall pick this year. So as silly as it is to celebrate, a number one overall pick, because it meant you lost a lot the previous year. A number one overall pick is overall a good thing. You get to add whoever you want. You have the entire pick of everybody available, and you can add them. The last time the Pirates had a number one overall pick, it worked out fairly well.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
rookie of the year and a Cy Young. So
the losses actually got higher.
The one before that, not so much up to this point. So yeah, that'll be fun. So make sure you tune into that. But throughout the week, we're also planning on, every day, just pulling aside some folks and letting you guys pretty much ask them whatever you want. So we haven't lined up exactly who, but look for some things to come out. We're going to set up the live feed. Well, just like 10, 15-minute shows, but just some figures who are here, some people who are here. We're gonna bring them on for about 10 to 15 minutes and really just answer whatever questions you have for them about what's going on. So media members, content creators, like whoever, all kinds of stuff. So check that out. We'll have a few of those throughout every day that we're here, and then we're also going to do a nightly show, short, quick, just quick hitters about what happened during the day. So we'll have a recap today, tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll have a recap. But Wednesday we'll do NS9 live from here. So that's always a good time doing the Wednesday night NS9 live on location.
Yeah. So again, since we're doing a bunch of AMAs with people, we'll have the schedules put out there so you guys know in advance. But again, this is a good time. If you don't, click the bell. That way you get the alerts of when we do go live. So again, we're going to have probably 2 to 3 AMAs, hopefully every day, plus a wrap up. So 3 to 4 videos a day at minimum. And then, of course, the Kyle Schwarber signing when that breaks, the emergency podcast for that. So, again, make sure you have the bell set up so that way you get the alerts when we are live. But again, all through Wednesday, we'll have tons of content, a lot of stuff coming out for you guys. So we appreciate you all. Really, like, you guys is the reason why we're here. So thank you.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Again, thanks for the super chat, Sauce and Sports, Vinios Tinta, new member as well. So yeah, appreciate all you guys watching live. Appreciate everybody who's listening or watching this after the fact. I know 7 a.m. is early for everybody, so if you're watching later, you guys rock. But yeah, make sure you've got that bell turned on. Make sure you've got notifications turned on, because whether you listen to us or watch us, we'll have stuff for you all week long.
And join our Discord.
Yeah,
especially this time of the year. A
too.
lot of good chatter, a lot of good discussion. So if you haven't already, join our Discord. You want to talk to other Pirates fans? It's a great community. Go ahead and do that too. Links are in the description and such. So
it's also like the only way to talk to me now, because I don't have a Twitter anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. That may not be a selling point.
Yeah. If you want to talk to Jim, if you really miss Jim,
if you want to talk to me for some reason, that I am in the Discord. My Discord profile has not been permanently suspended.
So we have a challenge for you, for all you people out there. Whoever can ban Jim from Discord. No, anyways, we love you guys. We'll see you later. We'll be back, of course, throughout this week. So until then, bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.